Hi everyone, good afternoon, and my name is Deepika. I am in Hong Kong government quarantine and we are on day 7. I am with my twins who are 3.5 years old. What's wrong with my t-shirt? Okay. And auntie, the nanny of my daughters. We were stuck in India from last 3 months and we decided to take the flight. Those who haven't seen the other videos, that's why I'm trying to just give a brief here. So a lot of people have reached out to me asking me how we took the decision and how immigration people contacted me, and how is the situation at the airport, on the roads, how we commute, etc., etc. So a lot of my friends who are still stuck in India, they have reached out to me personally on my phone, and I've tried to explain them. But there are so many people who don't know me personally, so they saw my post and they contacted me through Facebook Messenger, and most of them are with kids, because I understand as a mother you worry so much about their safety and you want to make sure that everyone is healthy. So I will. I haven't thought much about this, so this might be a long video. So, but this can be helpful, because if I heard someone travel with kids before, I would have taken it seriously and I would have planned it that way. But I had no experience, because this was the first flight from Delhi to Hong Kong. So it was also new for me. So what happened was, first thing was to call the immigration. So there was a group, we became a part of a group, Hong Kongers in India, and there were a lot of people who were working in the background, making sure that the government takes the step to help Indians stranded in India who lives in Hong Kong, who work here, who study here, etc., etc. So meanwhile, when that was happening, my husband also called the immigration, and that was in end of May, or no, in mid of April or end of April. And he got the case number, and the immigration officer kept telling him that they are working on it, they will keep us updated if anything will happen, whatever. Finally we started getting the call, so I gave my father's India number and they asked us to fill the information. So they contacted me through that number on WhatsApp. It was a WhatsApp message first and then the WhatsApp call. And the first call, they actually confirmed me all the passport details. So they were pretty confused actually at that time. They were not sure if my helper is with me or with my husband here in Hong Kong. So I clarified that and I gave them my helper's information as well and made sure that she's traveled with us. Second time they called me again to confirm that we are 4 people who will be traveling and 2 are kids, and whether I'm working or not. So I confirmed that and I asked them again, like, what is the status, what's happening, because like everyone else I was also being impatient and I wanted some clarity. So they said okay, they will let us know if anything will happen, they just want to confirm the information. I said okay, fine. And then finally we started getting messages, and it was not like few weeks before the flight. So we flew from India, Delhi, on 17th of May. So it was very quick process. It didn't took weeks before, like 3 or 4 weeks before I got the message saying I will be traveling. No, that was not the case. And I'm a working mother, so I work also here. My husband also works. So basically then they sent us the message asking for all the details and sending them the pictures of the passport and Hong Kong ID. So we did that, and gradually we got to know that okay, there are chances that the flight will be on 17th, or actually it was like okay, in next week there will be a flight, but we were not sure of the date. And then we thought maybe it will be on Saturday. Then finally it was on Sunday. Okay, so the final confirmation of the flight we got only 2 days before. So the flight was on 17th, we got the confirmation on 15th. Okay, so it was a short notice for sure, but mentally we knew that they are taking all the information, so we are in their list. because I believe it was the first flight, and I know that they mentioned to us also that priority will be given to people who are elderly, who have some medical issues like medicines or checkups here, or who are pregnant, jobless, or have job commitments here, which puts them at the risk of losing the job, and traveling like young kids. So that happened, and then on 15th, and I'm like, I'm like the one who will wait for the result before thinking that I have topped the class, something like that. So I was waiting for them, and of course the anxiety, and I was confused. I'll do that video in some other topic. So finally on 15th we got the confirmation that yes, there is a flight on 17th, like 23:05, which is at night, 11 p.m. And then I had to process very quickly and make sure that I bring Navya, Naisa, and Auntie and myself back home safely. So that was about the immigration thing. Okay, now I'll jump to the second part. So what happens, how we travel from my home to airport, how did they give the tickets? So many people have asked me this question. So we were in Delhi, and many of you are aware that there was a interstate lockdown also. I think things are changing now, but the immigration officers sent us the e-pass. So first they asked us to send them the driver information as well as vehicle number, and that was very important, and the route. So driver information, vehicle number, and the route, and also the passengers who will be traveling, because in Delhi, and I think it's across India, that only 3 people can sit in the car, including the driver. Okay, so I have my dad with me. I had who can drive. So, and we were like 4 together. So my father, my helper, and one child, and then I asked one of my best friend who lives far away from my home, but in Delhi. I asked him if he can come and drop us to airport. So he agreed. I'm really thankful, and he agreed, and he came. So I gave my father's information, my friend's information, the car number, and the passenger who will be traveling, and the route. So X to airport, Y to airport, or X to Y to airport. Okay, that was given, that was clarified, and that this is required because they will issue the e-pass accordingly, so that if any police stops you, then you can show it, and they will not waste your time. Okay, so that was given to us on 16th. Since I was in Delhi, I was not very concerned about it, because in Delhi it was not that bad, and it was open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I was not very concerned, but there were people who were traveling from Punjab, who were supposed to come from, even there were people who came from Gujarat also, so they definitely needed it. So they got it all, and all those stuff happened. So we had the e-pass. Then the final thing was the ticket. Ticket came last, and the immigration officer said that you will get the ticket directly from Air India, because that was the flight we had. So we got the ticket late at night on 16th. Now 17th, and some people, let me tell you, some people got the tickets even on 17th. Okay, so if you are in that some people category, then don't worry about it, you will get it. But you can always reach out to and text. Immigration officers were so kind and helpful. You have to be polite, of course, when you're messaging them. So every time I message them, can you please let me know what's happening, and they reply back, okay, we will keep you updated, or you will get it, please have some patience, something like that. Okay, so in case you are the one who still hasn't got the ticket, reach out to Air India, or reach out to the immigration officer, and they will make sure. Okay, then at night when we got the ticket, we also got the information that we have to be at the airport 4 hours before the departing time, if I'm using the right words. Yes, so which means that if the flight was 11, we have to be there at 7 p.m. Okay, I panicked a little bit, because 3.5 years old twins and 4 hours. It's a long time. But there were reasons to it, and I'm going to come to that point. So you got the call from immigration, you got the confirmation that you will be coming, you have been chosen for the flight, you get the e-pass, you get the air ticket, the reporting time at the airport, and then the baggage. So baggage with Air India was 30 kilos plus 7 kilo hand carry, and the check-in was 30 kilo per person. Under 2 years old had no ticket. Okay, now when we got all these things, we also had to sign an undertaking. So the good thing was, because everyone is struggling with their jobs, no pay, etc., etc., that Hong Kong government actually asks us not to pay but sign an undertaking. Okay, so on 15th or 16th, I have to check, but when we got the confirmation, they also, I think it was 16th, they also asked us to sign the undertaking with the amount, the approximate amount, which was the maximum 8,000 per person. Okay, so it makes 32,000 for all of us. So I signed that undertaking, I sent it back to them, and that was it. I still haven't paid. We are in day 7, and we will pay, of course, when we get out, or based on what government directs us. So that was it. So far, immigration calls and messages, e-pass, tickets, baggage, undertaking. That was all done. Okay, that was from the immigration preparation side. Now let's come to actually the action part of it, right? So we left, like that was me, we left around 5 o'clock from my place, which is like 1 hour from airport. So we left earlier. So my target was to reach airport around 6:30, because I decided to feed Navya and Isa before we enter the airport. Okay, so I will come on that preparation, things I prepared, maybe in another section, but this one. So what happened is that you carry your passport. Make sure that you carry your passport. No need for printing out the tickets or e-pass. You can have it in your mobile, so don't waste papers. And I did not have printer. Even for the undertaking, you can use an app and sign it and send it back to them on WhatsApp. We reached airport around 6:30 or 6:45, because of so many things in between. And then the first step was to fill a form. So we saw, sorry, that's the Coke. So I was surprised to see so many people, but it was only like 1 or 2 flights. Okay, but I was still surprised. That's why I call you 4 hours before, because it took us 2 hours, good 2 hours. So you get down at the airport, we got dressed, and then you are supposed to fill 3 forms per person. Okay, one form, actually it's same information, but you have to fill 3 forms. It takes some time. Okay, I was dressed in those PPE kit with the mask and shield and on. We were all sweating. My father and my friend was still there, and I was like, I was trying to fill it as fast as possible, because there were people and not everyone was following the social distancing rule, which is not good. Anyways, so you fill those forms, then you enter in the queue to enter the airport. Okay, so you have to have your passport ready, and in your mobile or in your hand, whatever way you want to do it, your tickets ready. So you show them, then you enter the airport. Just enter. Okay, and in India, you know that your parents or your friends cannot enter that stage. So you enter, and then they ask you to remove if you're wearing a shield, remove your face shield, so that they can do your temperature check. That's it. So they do your temperature check, then you enter, then you hand over one form. then you are supposed there will be someone who will tell you to go there. Then they will ask you to carry your luggage and put it in that machine where they screen your stuff. That was bad. Okay, so if you're traveling with one kid, if you're alone, and if you have a small baby, please carry less. So all those 32 kilos bag I had to carry, put it in that machine. I had these, I don't know if you can see it, but here I have those 3 big luggage. So put them, that was one time, put it in, and then they said, okay, you can take it from the back. So we took it from the back, put it again in the trolley. And then we went and there were people who were guiding us, we went to the counter. Okay, so at the counter, they give you the same thing. They give you the boarding pass, they check all your information. Like for my daughters, they check the birth certificate. For me, they check my ID, and for my helper also, they check the ID and the tickets. They gave us the boarding pass, and the tickets, the seats were all scattered here and there. So Navya had different seat, Nasa had different seat, I had different seat, my helper had different seat. Okay, and I was struggling. At that time, Nasa was also asking water, and I was trying to avoid it, but yes, she asked for it. And then we gave them some water there, and then we started moving to the next section. Then he said, oh, you cannot put your luggage here. Oh yeah, and he asked me to measure again, put the luggage on the belt so that he can check the weight. And I was like, dude, if this is not going, then my back is hurting of carrying it and putting it, carrying it and putting it, and no one is helping here. So he said, no ma'am, I have to check the weight here. I said, I can tell you the weight, but I understand. And then I had to put it again and again and again, and then put it again in the trolley. Then finally he said, you can go to this place and you can put it. So that was the 3rd time when they carried the luggage and put it there, and finally it goes inside wherever, which they take it to the flight. Then you have one more form left with it by that time, because okay, so one at the entry they collect that form, the 3 forms, remember, which I asked you need to fill. One they collect when they check the temperature, they collect it. Second, the guy who's giving you the boarding pass. Third, at this place when you have to do the security check and all that stuff, immigration officer and all that, clearance. So we went there, and I think one immigration officer was just taking care of one family. So finally went there, and the same procedure, remove your mask, remove your face mask and face shield, and then they will ask you to look at the camera. Happened with my girls, my helper and myself. And finally we went for the security check-in, where you have to put your things like laptop, blah 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 blah. I was dead tired, I was exhausted, I was stressed, I was tired by then. And so the check-in was done, so that was a big deal. 3 big luggages were gone. We were only carrying one laptop bag with Raquel, and one small bag, like a hand carry, like a purse with some food, and one more with some slippers and all. Okay, that was done. And some mask and sanitizer. And you can carry 350 ml of sanitizer. We did not carry that big, we carried the small bottles. I'm going to show you in other videos. So that was it. Now you go, you walk, and then you settle down. Okay. Then the issue we had was that the seats were scattered. Okay. Which was a big deal, because I cannot let my 3.5-year-old sit with someone else, right? And I'm sure so do they. So we talked to the staff there, the admins also, and I also requested that this is not fair, this is not right, it's not possible only that my 3.5 twins sit with someone else, and blah blah blah. So they said, oh, they cannot do anything. This was allotted from whatever the flight in charge or whatever. So they did not help much. And we also wanted to sit by cities or state. That was tough. So we decided, like all of us, there were around 250 people, 260 people, all of us, like we were connected on WhatsApp. So that families were scattered, and most of the people in this flight were with kids. Okay, so they understood the pain of a mother or a father, that they cannot let the child sit with someone else. So everyone cooperated. I'm very thankful to that. Everyone cooperated, and families sat together finally. So we boarded the flight, and when we went inside the flight, I did not take picture because I was literally like laser, what do you say, razor sharp, focused on Navya and Aisa and auntie. Like, I did not let Navya and Aisa touch anything, for that matter. Anything. I was just too conscious about it. And as soon as we entered, we changed Navya and Aisa masks, we sanitized our hands, we sanitized the seats. I knew it was clean, but we were carrying wipes and all, we were carrying the sanitizer, so we cleaned everything. And finally we settled. When you enter, okay, so what the Air India provided, I think they gave us the face shield and the mask. I already had it, so I did not take it from them, but I saw them distributing the face shields. When we entered, because they informed us in advance that there will be no food as such, there will be dry snacks. So when we entered, there was just big packets of food there, but I believe no one ate anything in the flight. So we left it as is there, and then we it was 3, 3 and 3, right? So 4 of us couldn't sit together, so Navya in the corner, then I wanted Naisa in the middle and Raquel with them, because Navya always want auntie, and then I sat in the aisle seat in the center section. So and then Naisa wanted to hold my hand, and I tried to explain that I cannot sit with her. Then Navya, auntie, Naisa and me, and I held her hand. And the girls were tired. It was already 11 o'clock by then, and they slept. Now we reached airport. We landed Hong Kong. Okay, time went by very quickly. We landed at the Hong Kong airport. I was happy and hoping that our test will be all good. Honestly, I was expecting like that test where they put some stick inside till here, and then you feel like vomiting or whatever. It didn't happen, luckily. So I'll come to that. So we got down from the plane, then we took the bus, and what? Yeah, we took the bus. Then we reached to the point where we had to fill the declaration form. 2 forms, each person. We filled it. I filled it. I asked Raquel to fill hers, and I asked Navya and Aisa to just stand there, don't move, and they listen. So we filled it, and then you can enter in the queue. Okay, so they'll check your form, you enter the queue, and then you go. There are tables who are basically explaining you about the compulsory quarantine thing. Okay, so you enter in that queue, then your number will come. They'll ask you how many people. So I said 4, and then they directed us to go to particular officer, and then he asked us to read some conditions and explained us that you will be here till you will be in the government quarantine till this date, this time, and these are the rules. Please read it. Checked our passport, our boarding pass, and then he gives you a red, I don't know what to call it, like ID card holder, or I don't know, collar, I don't know, whatever. So, and then there's no card. Okay, then you go to another stage. So then you walk, and he explained that you have to go to Asia Expo, and there you will give the test. Then you walk. Then we got our luggage. Then we went to outside exit. Now I'm thinking, because Yeah, it's hard to remember because I had no phone. I couldn't capture anything. And then we went to the bus. We boarded the bus, and then she asked us to move at the background. We moved, and then they took us to Asia Expo. Yes. Oh yeah, they put our luggage in the. They put our luggage in the bus by themselves, so I didn't have to carry it. And then we went to the center, and as soon as we reached, it's a big place, and then again they asked us how many people, and they asked me to go to a particular table. Two nurses or ladies were there, and they explained us that this will be the process. There will be saliva, so you're supposed to spit it. It's not like instead of that thing, which is painful, looks painful. So I understood the process, and they said you will have to sit there and watch the video so that you understand the process and follow it. Okay. And they asked me if your girls can do this test, and I was like, let me try it. What are the other options? So she said that then we have to collect the stool sample, but it will be not now, it will be tomorrow. I said okay. I said let me try this first because that's less messy. So we watched the video 2 times to make sure we understand, and the girls were sitting on me. I asked them to focus on the video as well. I made sure that auntie understood the video, and then we walked, and when they were explaining us the process, the red thing we had without any card, so they gave us the card. Okay, that card means you had the booth number or something for the test. So we went, we walked, there was sanitizer, we sanitized, we walked in, and then we were given our booth number, so we tried to give the sample. Auntie did hers, I did mine. I had Naisa with me, Navya was standing with auntie, and then for Navya, Naisa did two. So she was doing like this. One trick, you don't have to use the cup. They give you that cone. With I asked her, that sound very very disgusting, but I asked her to just collect and let it drop in that little tiny bottle. Okay, that works better rather than they spit because they're too young. They only spit when they brush, so they're like it all spreads across that cup rather than it goes to the bottle. So I tried that with Naisa after 10 minutes of trial, and it worked. It was little, but the nurse said if it will work, it's good, otherwise they will return to us. So, and then I went back to Navya, and she was also spitting, but it was not working. Then I sent, and at that time a girl was losing it. She started crying. I don't want to do it. I had to scare her a little bit. I said, if you'll not do it, the nurse will take you and she will pinch you, blah blah blah, something like that. I had to do it. Sorry, I'm not a perfect mother. And then finally Raquel and auntie and Naisa went ahead to give their samples and to just pass their sample bottle. And then I tried it with Navya, and I told her, you can do it, and eventually it worked. She did better than Naisa. And then we were done. Then we had to walk, which we see in all the pictures. People are, some has camping, the curtain, something, and some has a play area for the kids and all that stuff. So that area we went. I was expecting that we will have to wait for 8 to 10 hours, which I was reading, but that was not the case. So we went there. Within 2 minutes, they said, okay, you can go back to the bus you took before. So when they asked us, we were not carrying except the hand carry. We were not carrying anything. So we went to the bus, and they brought us here to Fort Town. Now at Fort Town, what happened with my daughter, because they were so hungry, they ate 6 p.m. on 17th of May. It was already 10 or 10:30 a.m. So it took good 2-3 hours. 2-3 hours, yes, it took to reach here. And then she was asking, Mama, can my tummy is hurting, and they also feel they have motion sickness or car sickness or bus sickness, whatever you call it. and so I thought maybe I should give a little salt. By that time Navya was already sleeping with auntie, so I gave her chips I had handy. And as soon as we reached Fota, she vomited, and she was wearing, luckily she was wearing all the PPE kit, all suited up. So I removed that PPE kit at that time. When she was getting out of the bus, she vomited. So they were tired, they were exhausted, and they were hungry, they were thirsty. So at that time I removed it, I put it in the bag and I threw it. And it started raining at that time. I had my luggage there because I was focusing on Naisa, and Raquel was helping Navya. She was holding Navya's hand, and I asked her to remove because it was hot also. So that was done. We changed the mask again. We changed our gloves again. And then I had big luggages, and no one allowed me to carry it. They saw I am with kids, and they carried it by themselves in the big trolleys. And we waited in the queue. Then our number came, and they said, they asked me, first thing was how many people. I said 4. Do you want to say it together? I said yes. And then they said, they gave me the meal option. They showed me a card. It says T, vegetarian, S, this, W, this, that. I said I'll go for vegetarian. We are strict vegetarian, so no meat, no egg, no lard, blah blah blah. And he said vegetarian should be all good, but they will let us know. And then they brought our stuff. So the lady who was pushing my trolley, she asked me to put even my laptop bag and my helper's hand carry in that, and they said don't worry. So when we were waiting for the lift, they gave us the big packets, 4, with water, Johnson's baby product for kids, mosquito repellent, the spray, I have it here, I can see it, a kit with cup and plate, coffee, the kit had coffee sachet and tea sachet, so all those things he gave us. And then we came here, and that's it. So, and then I made the video, which I will leave in the description. So that was it. So I think it's 32 minutes, and I'm not gonna edit it. I think I covered everything. So immigration to airport. Within that process, you need confirmation that you're going, you need e-pass, you need tickets, you need undertaking signed. Then you reach to the airport, you need to sign 3 forms, give it at different places, check your luggage 3 times, and finally let it go. And then you have to wait for your flight. Make sure you're carrying sanitizers. Keep changing your mask. I changed a mask total 4 times, and their gloves 3 times. So I'm going to post that another video. So I think I'll end this here. If you still feel you have some question, and if I talk too much, I'm sorry, but I was just I'm trying to be helpful because I understand that you need to know. But let me tell you guys, be positive. I was in very much sad mood when I was in India because of the uncertainty, and I had the responsibility of 2 little girls and my helper also, and myself also, and I had to make sure that I bring them home safe. I'm sure you are in some way or the other in the same boat, but if you take all the precaution, then we can get through this together. Be nice and humble, be respectful, and don't take things for granted. That's all I want to say, and end this video with that. I will post another video with all the pre-preparation and how I travel, some tips and tricks with the kids. So I'm gonna say bye. Pray that we go back our home safely. I'm still a little worried. I just pray that we go back home safely. And you can see I hurt my hand, and I have this rubber band, and this is the pillow cover. So please take care. Pray for the world, pray for us, pray for yourself, and bye bye.